thank you so much for your time.
I'm glad to be here and to do it.
Grew up in?
I grew up in St. Charles, Iowa, which is a very small community about 30 miles south of Des Moines, right off 35.
Okay, well now the governor just got done telling us he did not arrive at the state fair. He didn't even come until he was in his 20s, which shocked, I'm sure, everyone to hear. But
yes.
When did you first have your state fair experience?
Well, I was a lot younger than that. My dad worked at John Deere for 40 years, but he would always take a couple days. We would, as a family, take a couple days off during the state fair. And my mom would get up really early in the morning and fry chicken, and we would have potato salad and baked beans and other various foods. And so she would pack the lunch, and we would drive up to the state fair early in the morning because we would always be one of the first individuals here. And
so you're talking around 6, 7 a.m.?
Early, I'm talking early. Deviled eggs, I forgot to say deviled eggs, that was a staple. We would get here early, and I think my dad thought we would always get front row parking, and they would always head us clear to the back because they would park from the back and move in. But then we would come down and we would visit the barns and look at the livestock and go through the Varied Industry Building, and then we'd hike back to the car at noon, and this is real, spread out a blanket, and we would have lunch there.
Out in the parking lot?
Out in the parking lot by where we parked the car, and then we would, after lunch, come back down and see some more of the fair. And then we, it was, we just didn't have a lot of extra money, so we got one food item at the state fair, so that was always kind of another fun thing to try to decide what we were going to get.
Your dad was a practical soul, wasn't he?
He was a practical soul, yeah.
One item.
And my mom, one item. So, yeah.
Well, that begs the question, what was the one item?
Well, it's kind of crazy, but back then, one of the things I loved the chocolate dipped banana on a stick. I know it's crazy. And, I think there was one booth that had that. I saw some girl eating it the other day, so I know they still have it out there.
The memories came flowing back.
There we go. Yeah, it was kind of hard to find, but we found it. That my mom loved the pineapple whip, so that was always what she went to get to.
So did you have to space it out, since you only got one item?
Well, yeah, you had to think about it. You really had to think about it all day. You didn't want to get it first thing in the morning. So anyway, that's my fair memories, and I have 2 of my grandchildren are at the state fair today with my husband and 2 of my daughters, so hopefully I'll get a hookup with them somewhere, but so hopefully they're deciding what one thing they're going to get.
Your kids or your grandkids, anyone show anything here or do any of the contests or anything?
No, this is my daughter and son-in-law and 2 grandkids from Kansas City, so they came up last night and we got to see them a little bit last night, and then they got here early this morning. They watched the Veterans Day Parade. In fact, I had Gavin up on the podium standing with me. I was so proud of him. He put his hand over his heart, and when they did the national anthem, and then he was ready to get down. He didn't want to stay up there very long, but he's not quite 4, so he's not very old.
Now that's an Iowa State moment. That gives you a little insight probably into how your parents looked at the fair when they brought their kids, right?
Yeah, it's so fun. Kevin's taking them around the barns now, so hopefully they're going to get to interact with some of the livestock.
What is it about the fair that keeps people coming back, do you think? There's so much that doesn't change every year. So you can say, I've done it and I've seen it, or is that the key to their success?
Well, I think that's kind of the key because we have to laugh. We almost could retrace our steps, verbatim from year to year. That's what you know and that's what you do and that's where you start. But the other thing is, it's just there's so many people that come. You see so many friends and family and different people that you haven't seen for a while. So that's a lot of fun, and it's really a really neat way to showcase, agriculture and industry, and then we got great entertainment. We were at Miranda Lambert last night. I took 2 of my daughters and my husband and their friends, and we went to that. So it's just a great way to meet people, see old friends, and have some fun.
Well, are you going to take the family out to the parking lot for a picchop today?
Well, no,
for old time's sake?
I didn't get up at 5 o'clock and cook. I think they think I forgot how to do that. But I hope I get to meet them for lunch. Maybe a pork chop on a stick. So.
And maybe let them have a second item.
There we go. Maybe Grandma can buy that second item.
So thank you very much for your time.
You.
I appreciate it.
Yep, thanks a lot.